So one of the hot topics in Utah is home prices. There's a new article out that talks about the latest home prices and where they are headed. So let's cover this particular article and get after it right now. And welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent. If this is your first time to my channel, you may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification, because on this channel we talk everything about the state of Utah: eating, sleeping, drinking, playing. Apart from doing videos, I also help people buy or sell real estate. So if I can be of any assistance, I'll put my contact information on the screen. It'll also be down in the show notes. So currently in the market here in Utah, home prices are lower today than they were this time last year. So a little bit of good news. Prices seem to have bottomed out around the January time period, beginning of the year. And since then, we have been on a slow incline. Now, we've had a couple months, a little bit up, a little bit down, but overall, we're in a slow incline. So along with good news, sometimes comes some bad news, and that would be interest rates. They have been on a steady climb. We were below 3%, now we're above 7%. Does not seem to be any kind of relief down the road so far. And this has put a little bit of a chill on home sales in the state overall. But home prices are still climbing. One of the reasons is because of the low inventory levels. Not as low as we had during COVID, but inventory levels are still a major concern. We need more inventory in this market. So in the article, they talk about Salt Lake City's median home price. Right now, it's $582,500, which is a 7% decline from the second quarter of 2022. But when we look on a month-to-month basis, there has been a small increase, because back in January, the median home price in Salt Lake City was $535,700. So you're probably wondering why home prices are so high, especially when the Federal Reserve has been raising rates constantly, month after month. Well, cancel. You're probably wondering, why are home prices so high then? When the Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates, we were 3%, now we're above 7%. You would think that this increase would shock the housing market. A few reasons why the market hasn't crashed. Well, at the current time, in the future, who knows? Things can change. But sellers are reluctant to sell. And without sellers putting their home on the market, you cannot increase your inventory. You either have to increase your inventory by new home builds or existing homes that hit the market. Some sellers are opting to keep their low interest rate and stay in their homes a little longer. Maybe live it another 3, 4, 5 years and then sell. Now, the other thing that I see happening all the time, there are some sellers that are deciding to rent the home out, keep their low interest rate, rent the home out. In some cases, they are cash flowing. They're taking that extra money and putting it on their new home purchase. As we talk about interest rates, there have been some buyers that are on the sideline. That'd be the first-time home buyers. It's tough to get into the market as a first-time home buyer, and this really concerns me. We need first-time home buyers in the market to get started in the real estate industry. Those are the buyers who later down the road will upgrade their home and sell their existing home, and it just keeps going and going. Maybe something needs to be done on a federal level, maybe a state level, so that we can get more first-time home buyers into a home. There are some people buying homes in large quantities, and it's institutions. I call it Wall Street money. These big hedge funds, there's millions of dollars being pumped into these companies, and they are buying up inventory all around the country. Utah is one of the hot places for them to purchase homes. They look for areas that are growing, and Utah is expected to continue growing in the future. So they love buying up these homes and turning them into rentals. The article also talked about, has the market bottomed? And also, could we possibly see 8% interest rates? Right now, the bottom of the market was back in January. Things could change. We could go back down. No one really knows where the market is going exactly. Everything really depends on what's going to happen with interest rates in the coming months or years. Are we going up or are we going down? So is it possible that we may see 8% interest rate, 9% interest rates? Well, I'd have to go with what the head of the Federal Reserve has come out publicly and stated. And he has said that interest rates will go up in the future. So at the moment, until he changes his mind or wants to go a different direction, I'll have to go with his assessment on the situation. So interest rates will probably continue rising. So you're probably wondering, why is the Federal Reserve raising interest rates? They're stopping people from buying homes, cars, everything along the line that requires credit. They are trying to get the inflation under control. As we look around the United States, just about every item that I come across has gone up in price. The Federal Reserve would like to see the inflation numbers down at about the 2% range. There is some good news. On a personal note, I'm noticing some of the effects of the rate increases. Unemployment numbers are starting to creep up. Federal Reserve looks at that. Inflation is slowly moving towards the downside. These are two key items that the Federal Reserve looks at. They also look at many other items. But this might be the start of some good news that we might be taking the curve the other direction. So is this all together enough to stop the rate increases? I personally don't think so. I think we may go a little bit higher. Another factor to look out for, though, is a recession. If we continue with job losses, especially if we have some significant job losses, many people lose their jobs. That could definitely bring home prices down. Maybe not the interest rates, but maybe home prices. So in conclusion, I thought this was a great article, possibly where we're going in the future. If you have any kind of question, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. Until the next video, take care and stay safe.